I'm Aaron from Pure Living, and I want to thank you for choosing one of our artificial Christmas trees. You've definitely made a great choice because we've poured an incredible amount of passion into developing these trees. And the sales from recent years, as well as the consistently positive reviews, show us that it was all worth it. So that this year you don't end up with a tree that looks like this one, but rather one that looks like this, today I'll explain to you in 5 simple steps how to perfectly set up your Pure Living artificial Christmas tree so that this Christmas season you'll hopefully have the most beautiful Christmas tree you've ever had standing in your living room. A quick note, this is the assembly guide for the tree of this size, 1.80 meters and 2.20 meters, made of PVC and PE tips. If you ordered a different model or a different size, please check the description of this video. There, I have linked the corresponding assembly instructions for you. In the first step, we open the box and check whether all the individual parts are present. To do this, place the box in front of you with the side labeled "Open Here" facing up, and open the box at the flaps. For the 1.80 meters and 2.20 meters tree, the following individual parts should be included. First, the assembly instruction. A storage bag. And a box containing the wooden base. Then, for the 1.80 meter and 2.20 meter tree, there are 3 Christmas tree sections. A lower Christmas tree section, which you can recognize by the fact that it has the longest metal tube. The middle Christmas tree section with a shorter metal tube. And the treetop, which has a square plastic insert piece. If you are missing any parts or if anything is damaged, please contact us. Please contact us at officespamsventures.de or using the contact information shown, and we will send you a replacement immediately. In the next step, we will assemble the wooden stand. Starting in 2025, we have a new model that makes assembly much easier for you. In previous years, we always had a centerpiece to which the wooden feet had to be screwed on. Now we've changed the design, and both the centerpiece and the wooden feet have aluminum rails, so you can simply slide them into each other. This means for assembly, take the centerpiece and one wooden foot and slide it into the centerpiece. Please make sure that the straight side is facing down. So basically the wooden feet should be positioned so that when you turn the stand over, they will stand on the floor just as intended. To prevent the wooden feet from slipping out of the center piece when you turn it over, we've installed small metal caps at the bottom. You simply screw these over the wooden feet so that when you flip the wooden stand, you don't have to worry about the feet falling out, and the wooden stand will be completely stable. In the next step, we'll start assembling the Christmas tree. To do this, first find the bottom Christmas tree section, which you can recognize by the longer metal tube. Then you need to remove the rubber stopper from the hydraulic and insert the Christmas tree into the tree stand. Next, you take 2 eye bolts and secure the Christmas tree in the wooden base using the eye bolts. This year, we decided to secure the Christmas tree with eye bolts on only one side. This has 2 advantages. First, you can then position the wooden base so that the eye bolts are no longer visible from your sofa, favorite spot in the living room, or wherever you are. And we also guarantee a 100% straight and secure stand of the trunk in the wooden base. Because the eye bolts press the metal tube from one side against the other, it is always guaranteed to be 100% fixed and straight. As soon as you feel resistance on the metal tube with the eye bolts, tighten them a little more, but make sure not to over-tighten them. Otherwise, the eye bolts could screw into the metal tube of the Christmas tree or strip the threads. And those are 2 things that really don't need to happen. Before we start setting up the branches and twigs, I want to give you one important tip. You won't be able to avoid vacuuming with an artificial Christmas tree either. Because now, while setting it up, this tree will also shed a few needles, but after that, once it's standing, it won't anymore. And then you'll have much more time to spend with your loved one. When setting up the branches and twigs, please go row by row from the bottom to the top. This way, you ensure that you get the best result because you can align each branch and twig much better and you won't have any other branches from the upper rows getting in your way. Start with the first row of branches, bend them downward, and then arrange the twigs parallel to each other. Please make sure that the twigs are positioned above the branch row and not below it. If you fan them out below, unsightly gaps will appear. After you have fanned out the first row of branches, take the next row and fan out the twigs here as well. Again, above the branch. I'll repeat this with all the rows of branches and we'll see each other again in a moment once I've set them all up. I'd also like to give you another assembly tip. Personally, I prefer it when the twigs are fanned out completely parallel to each other. But there are also some people who prefer the twigs to be a bit staggered. That means, for example, you can always fold a branch up a little bit. And in doing so, you might achieve a fullness or arrangement that you like better. If you also want to make sure that the trunk can't be seen from the back, you can always position a twig from the row of branches closest to the trunk so that it points a little bit forward. After you have now set up the branches and twigs of the lower tree section, take the middle tree section. First, remove the rubber stopper here as well, and then insert the middle section into the lower section using the metal tubes. Please make sure that the metal tube is really inserted all the way to the bottom. And then you continue setting up the branches and twigs just like you did with the lower tree section. So again, from the bottom to the top. Before we continue with the treetop, I want to give you two important notes. This applies to the 1.80 meters and 2.20 meters trees. In some cases, for the rows of branches that are closest to the trunk, we haven't set the branches parallel to each other, but rather slightly staggered. If you find it like this, the idea is not to fan out the branches parallel to each other, but to fan them out slightly offset from one another, because that gives the tree even more fullness. Also, with this tree, a lot of handwork has gone into it. And it may be that you find a bit of thread here from tying the branches together. You might find that on the branches. If that's the case, you can simply cut it off. That doesn't affect the quality of the tree. And I just want to apologize in advance if you come across that. But it can simply happen because so much handwork goes into this. Perhaps some attentive viewers have noticed that this year we decided to make the trunk of the tree not brown anymore, but greenish-gray. And the reason behind this decision is that we've actually received consistently positive feedback for our tree. And one of the few points of criticism was that because of the brown trunk, the tree looked a bit like a palm tree. And of course, it's supposed to be a Christmas tree and not a palm tree standing in your living room. That's why we took another close look at real trees and we realized, okay, in fact, the trunk is actually more greenish-gray. So that's why we've also decided to produce a greenish-gray trunk starting in 2025. Now let's continue with the top of the Christmas tree here. It's the same here. You take the top of the Christmas tree and insert the square connecting piece into its counterpart. And again, continue here by arranging the branches and twigs from the bottom to the top. At the very top of the Christmas tree, there won't be any more branches. Instead, the twigs will stand individually there. I'll show you that again in just a moment. There, just make sure to arrange the PVC and PE twigs in a staggered pattern. In the next step, and this is actually the most important one, it's about making some final adjustments to improve the appearance. What I always do is walk around the tree just like with a real one, pick out the side that looks the nicest to me, and then turn the tree so that side faces the direction from which I'll be looking at it most of the time. After that, I go over it again, and I arrange the individual branches and twigs so that the tree looks the most beautiful to me. A little tip here, if you're a taller person like me, it can make sense to bend the rows of branches and twigs a bit more downward, because you'll basically be looking down at the branches from above, and the whole tree ends up looking even fuller. I'll do the whole thing again now, and then we'll see each other again in a moment. After you've fluffed up your tree and hopefully have a tree that looks just as beautiful as mine here, we can move on to the fifth and final step, decorating. Of course, you can use your favorite ornaments for this. Or if you're in the mood for something new, you can click the link in the description, because for the first time this year, we at Pure Living also have Christmas ornaments in our range. Pure Living, and I wish you and your family a peaceful Christmas season filled with lots and lots of wonderful memories and moments. And we're happy that our tree is now becoming part of your family tradition. After this video, there will be a short time lapse showing you how to take down the tree and how you can store it in the storage bag before it stands in your living room again next year. With that, Merry Christmas, goodbye, and see you next year. Hi, it's me again for a moment. I hope you're just as excited about the tree as we are. I have one small favor to ask. Please tell your friends and acquaintances about our tree so that we can bring sustainable Christmas joy to as many families as possible. And now I'm off again. After this, you'll see a quick time lapse showing how you can take down the tree and store it safely so it can bring joy to your home again next year. Bye.